Hello, I am going to show you guys today a little project that I'm working on, doing some hot chocolate kits for Christmas presents, and I'm also selling them. I'm selling them for $20 a piece. Just wanted to show you guys how to make them. They are pretty simple once you get the hang of it, but just a few things that you will need. These white boxes, I believe they're meant for cakes. You can get them on Amazon. They're like less than $2 a piece, I believe. Then you are going to need, let's see here, styrofoam blocks, and you want to make sure that they're going to fit pretty tight in the bottom of your boxes. So I've got 2 of these in here, 2 styrofoam boxes, and they fit perfectly down inside the box. Then I did a little design, North Pole hot chocolate, with a personalization on it, so you can add people's names. Okay. And then I got 24 of these from Amazon for pretty cheap, less than $1 a piece on these. They come with the cork top, and then also, if you'd rather use the plastic top, that also fits on there. I just thought the cork ones were really cute. They come with little wooden spoons, little chalkboard stickers, and also, which is what I'm using for mine, these little tags. It comes with those, which I'm doing my hot chocolate and my marshmallows. And it also comes with the twine right there as well. I used my Cricut to do the handwriting on there. So you can see it's a lot better than what my own handwriting is. That way every single one of them looks exactly the same. So that's what they look like after they're finished. And I decided I didn't really want to use the wooden spoons. I found these at Family Dollar, 6 for $1. They're little candy cane spoons. So that's what I'm using in mine. Then one last finishing touch that I put on there was I used my Cricut to make a little decal to put on the inside of the box, and this is what the finished product looked like. So I'm going to show you how to make these today. So I already have a little head start on it because I decided to make this video after I'd already started on this one. So you have your white box, you have your 2 pieces of styrofoam. You're going to put them down inside of the box. Oh, I hate the sound of screeching styrofoam. So you've got them down inside your box. You're going to take your coffee mug. Got another coffee mug coming out of the oven right now. Give me 1 sec. All right, gotta keep all the mugs going. They take 14 minutes to bake in the oven, and I'm down to only 1 sleeve, so I can only do 1 at a time. And I've got about 12 to do today, so gotta keep them going all day long today. All right, so we get our mug in there. I use the little Cricut pens. They seem to work the best. And you're gonna trace right around the cup just lightly, and it doesn't have to be perfect, just, you know, a little bit of an outline on there. And then you're gonna do the same thing with your little jars. I'm doing mine with the mug on the left side and the 2 jars stacked like this on the right. You can put them in there however you want, and depending on what size box you decide to use, this is just how I decided to do it. So put those over there, trace them. I actually had already had that started. So that's what mine looks like. Okay. Now, one thing that you will absolutely have to have, and there's just no way to get around it. I tried to get around it, and after I finally went ahead and decided to go grab it from Michael's, it was probably the best decision that I have ever made when it comes to doing projects. It's this little, they call it Floracraft. It's just a little pen with like a long needle. and it's actually for cutting through styrofoam. The needle heats up. It only takes about 15 seconds for it to heat up, so it does get really, really hot. I did burn myself a couple times already. And then you just take the needle and it literally will just, it burns right through the styrofoam. So you're just gonna follow that outline that you did with your pen. So we're cutting out the coffee mug first. Yeah, I was trying to do this with a knife when I first decided to do this project, and if you've ever worked with styrofoam, it kind of like crumbles and then it sticks to you and sticks to everything, and it's like super obnoxious, and not even the vacuum cleaner wants to pick it up off the floor. And this just makes it really nice because there's no crumbling. I mean, it just slices right through the styrofoam. Now, if you can find one piece of styrofoam that fits perfectly down in your box, then that would be the ideal way to go, but I could not find that, so that's why I ended up getting the 4x8, and I have 2 of those, which makes an 8x8, which is what size my box is. It doesn't really matter after you get it down in there. You know, just part of my coffee mug is on this piece, and then the handle of my coffee mug is over here on this side. Styrofoam holds its shape, so as long as you have this pen, you will be good to go. We're gonna go ahead and do the handle. And now when you go to cut out the little jars, it's actually going to overlap with the handle, and that's perfectly fine. Basically, all you're needing is the outline of the styrofoam so that it will hold your mug and your jars in place, especially if you're planning on shipping it or anything like that, which I am. So you want to make sure when they're being shipped, they are not bouncing around in there. Plus, it just looks a lot nicer. I actually came up with this idea because a friend of mine sent me a gift that she had ordered off Amazon and had it shipped directly to me for my birthday. And it was a little wine tumbler. It came with a coaster and a couple other really cute things. And it was just a little gift box like this. And I thought that it was the cutest thing and the sweetest thing. And I thought, you know what? I want to make something like that for people to purchase as gifts for Christmas. And who doesn't love hot cocoa? Now this is where you have to be careful not to burn yourself. This is right where I burnt myself. Just a little bit. Watch your fingers. And now you'll see where it's going to go into the handle. Sometimes you have to flip it over if the needle is just big enough. So sometimes you'll have to go back through and go ahead and finish it off. Okay. And then just wiggle it right out of there. And you just have a piece of styrofoam. I know it doesn't look like much, but I promise you, it's essential. So that piece can just be thrown away. Now, it did say in the instructions with this little thing, just take a little piece of cardboard because you do get some residue. You can see it's smoking right now. That styrofoam leaves a residue, so you're just gonna wanna kind of scrape it off. Otherwise, it'll just continue to keep burning, and it kind of has a weird odor to it. So I just clean it off just like that. And then these things come with like a little stand. That way you just rest the needle right on there and we don't burn the house down or the office building. All right, so then after you get everything cut, you're gonna wiggle it back down in there. And you've got something that looks like that. It's exactly what we want. All right, now before I put the piece of fabric in, I go ahead and make sure that I had everything cut to size. So I stick the mug in there, make sure that it fits and I don't need to trim it up or anything. And then same thing with the jars, which it all fits perfect. So we are good. A couple times I have had to take my styrofoam back out and kind of just trim it up a little bit. All right, now this is probably the hardest part of the whole thing, trying to get your fabric to fit in there just right. What I've been doing is just kind of taking each corner, because what you're going to want to do, you're going to want some slack in the middle, because you're going to press that down into those little grooves that we just cut out of the styrofoam. So you only really want the edges to be tucked in. So I've been tucking the corners first. Then kind of go around and tuck the rest of the edges down in. And just push the fabric down in those empty spaces. It doesn't have to be perfect, because, you know, that's kind of the point of it, have the fabric a little crinkly and stuff. So now that's what it looks like. You've got your fabric in there and you've got your empty little spaces. So we are going to put our mug down in there. Now, just to kind of shorten the video a little bit, I use just regular hot cocoa. I bought them, in these big canisters at Walmart. I think they were maybe $3 a piece or something. And they do have the dehydrated marshmallows. I could not find them today, so I went ahead and just got a regular pack of mini marshmallows. Just go ahead and fill your jars up with the hot cocoa and the mini marshmallows, like so. Then use your Cricut, or if you have good handwriting, you can just go ahead and write marshmallows and hot cocoa. I just went ahead and printed off 24 of these at a time. That way they were just all done. You could also print them, you know, through a printer if you really wanted to go that route. And then I just used the twine to kind of tie a little bow around there. All right. So now we have our hot cocoa, and see how nicely those fit in there. They're not gonna wiggle around or anything. And then just take your spoon. I just wrapped a little piece of twine around mine just for some extra decoration. And I just set that right down in there. Then the last, all right, so went ahead and got my chocolate bar cut with my Cricut. You can use whatever image you want. This one did have some very small letters at the bottom, which were not very fun to weed, but there are some other ones on there that are much easier than that. Just transferring the image onto a piece of transfer tape so that we can put it on our box. I love when the whole image comes off in one piece and I don't have to fight with it. All right, now we're just gonna take that, put it right in the middle of the box. Get it pressed on there with your little scraping tool. Alright, there you have it.
It's good to be able to be back on track again and have Lauren being her old self again.